Like any person doing something where they're in danger, like a race car driver or anything like that, there always is the thought in the back of your head like, oh, I could fall or I could crash. But that doesn't really stop them, and it hasn't stopped me either. 6th grade I began running, and then I didn't actually find it to be something I was good at or a passion until about 8th grade when I was running in Hong Kong, and found out that I was, like, with training I actually was good and could contribute to things.
He never had a problem here, and when he lived over there, he was like called a ghost, and he was considered bad luck, and they would be afraid to touch him. And some of the meaner kids would just like punch him, or they'd walk behind him when in class and like flick him or hit him on the back of the head when the teacher wasn't looking, or push him.
Whatever it was I set out to do, just because I guess I would say at first as a kid I didn't really have that mentality as much. I would just do things, I wouldn't really think much about it. And it wasn't until I got older and I guess further into adolescence when I realized that I am inherently different. I have a condition, but I've never made excuses from it. I just try my best at things.
He came out with that shock of white hair, and the doctors come in the next day and say, oh, you know, your kid is going to be blind, and you'll be lucky if you sit across from him and he can see you smile. I cried for that like every day for 6 months. And then at some point you kind of realize, all right, it is what it is, and you figure out how to make the best of it.
My condition is albinism, which is a genetic disorder. I have the white skin because there's no pigment in it, white hair because there's no pigment in that, and my eyes also have no pigment in them. If you were to see me race, you might think I would just be staring down, trying not to fall the entire time, when in actuality, I just am focused on the racers and making sure I stay on the course. It feels almost like a tunnel where you are aware that you're in a tunnel, but the thing you're just focused on is the light. It's like the light at the very end and just getting out.
I get worried. A sunny day is harder than a cloudy day because the shadows are tough for him.
I've run into tree branches, or I've run through like huge mud puddles just because I've been focused on that. And I guess to a certain extent you could call it blind faith, or just trusting myself to step the right way and run fast while not falling.
It's terrifying because Ryan has no depth perception, so it all looks flat to him.
It's really nice at the meet people, and the people I guess out from the park actually spray painted the course and set aside some time to like give me some kind of accommodations. And it is really helpful to have like the white routes and a marked course. That does certainly make it easier for me.
He doesn't make any excuses for anything. He competes hard, he just mixes in like anybody else. And because he's so good, I think we take for granted what he has to overcome.
98 points for the Summit team.
It's kind of crazy because I never thought as a kid I'd be an athlete or I'd do a sport. And now I'm on like a team that's like doing well, like projected to do really well for this season. And the idea to like continue on to like the next league up and like the next tier, like a whole nother filter that I've gotten through would be is pretty crazy to me.
When he graduates, we talk a lot about the seniors. How do you want to be remembered? What's your legacy? Ryan's going to be a kid. When any kid complains, any kid says, I don't know if I can do this, we're going to bring up Ryan Bloom and everything he did.
A lot of people with disabilities are raised with this notion that they're almost an object for able-bodied people to be like, oh, that's so inspirational. But I think it's good for them to see that disabled people and people with conditions are doing the same exact things, and they're participating not in some special league, but in the same high school league as everyone else, trying to win just like everyone else. That they're more than an object for inspiration, but also just a person doing their best.